My name is Anne Hanson, and I'm extremely fortunate because I live in a beautiful town called Beechworth in northeast Victoria. I've been a researcher now for, 15 or 20 years, I suppose. And my research is mainly historical. You'll hear the phrase, oh, she's in a wheelchair or he's in a wheelchair. No, I'm sorry, I'm not in a wheelchair. I use a wheelchair. Now that's a very fine distinction, and I understand that, but I think it's a very valuable one, because when someone refers to me as being in a wheelchair, it's like the wheelchair is the centre of focus, and I'm somehow just on the periphery, which is and it doesn't do a great deal for anyone's self-esteem to be referred to in that light. There's a very good library in a nearby town. When I say it's a very good library, it is a very good library. It's got amazing resources that someone like me would very much like to use, but unfortunately, when they moved into this new building, now for somebody like me, it is just diabolical. For example, there's only one car park, disabled car park, quite close to the entrance, and there are two others, but the building's on a bit of a hill, and the on-street parking is down the bottom of this hill. So if you're in a manual wheelchair and you want to get even up to the ramp, you have to struggle up this god-awful hill. So I don't think much thought has gone into this. The other thing is that you get into the building, and I can understand why they've got carpet on the floor from a noise point of view, but from a manual wheelchair user's point of view, it is really hard to actually propel yourself across the carpet. For example, if someone comes into a library and they're using, these are called forearm crutches, and if they're using either one or two, it really doesn't matter. But obviously, if they're there and they've picked up a whole lot of books or a whole lot of DVDs, and they shove them all into a bag, well, wait a minute, the person on the other side of the counter, it really doesn't take a great leap of faith or intelligence to go, oh, wait a minute, this person might have a problem actually carrying that bag. Perhaps, I could ask them if they'd like me to take the bag out for them. I mean, and the person might say, and they're perfectly free to say, no, look, it's okay, I can manage. But I swear to God, not here, other libraries. That's been a real problem for me. Now I would say, because I'm a bit braver these days, but now I will ask for help, whereas maybe 10, 20 years ago, I wouldn't. If somebody walks into your library and they're using two forearm crutches, please don't presume that they can walk from one end of a huge library to the other, and please don't presume that they can stand in a queue, because often they might stand in that queue, but they're doing it at great hardship to themselves. It doesn't take a lot to offer that person a chair or take them aside and deal with them, somewhere else, so that people in the queue don't get upset. Look, I realise that the word inclusion is a bit of a buzzword. Frankly, it irritates me. I think we should be talking about access for everyone, not just people with a physical disability. It's a human failing, and we all do it, right? Me included. And that is, we all presume something about somebody, from the way they look, the way they speak, the way they stand, the way they dress, whatever. I don't think people do it unkindly, although I'm not entirely sure that it's ignorance either.